Hello again, guys. I am Jim Bob. Welcome back to episode 9 of American Outback. And Big Bud is finally available. Came out a couple of days ago. And, I spent quite a lot of time playtesting and, recording footage on the DLC before doing this episode to get my review video kind of worked and prepped. That should be out on the channel now, so if you haven't already seen, please do go check that out. I break down each piece of equipment, and I also do a series of comparison tests in there as well against, the pre-existing equipment that we had. Definitely worth a watch, so please do go check that video out. Anyway, back to Outback. Now, we did a lot of prep to try and get ready for the arrival of Big Bud. So let's just overview our situation. Financially, we are about $10,000 in debt. But if you look at the pricings, we have a lot of soybeans to sell. 124,500 litres of soybeans. And we have a good price. $1,766 per thousand litres. And we also have a great demand on canola. So, the fields that I planted at the end of the last episode and carried across into the off-camera work that I finished off, you can see that we have fields that are ready to harvest. Field 1/19 is ready, field 20 and field 2 are all ready. And if we look at our fruit types, we have soybeans on field 1 and 19, and we have canola on fields 20 and field 2, which has worked out really well for us. So we have 2 fields of canola, both ready to go, both ready to harvest, and as I say, we have that great demand as well. Currently paying $1,522 per thousand litres. That's a nice little price there, and we already have a little over 6,000 litres in storage as part of our starting crops as well. So we're going to harvest that, and then we're going to sell that, and we're also going to sell all of our soybeans, and we're going to see how much money we have. So first things first, we need to grab the harvester. Now, as you know, I don't generally tend to work at night time, but given the situation that we're in, and there's a chance that those prices will start to decrease and the great demand might end, we are going to jump straight on this and work through the evening to get these fields harvested. We're not going to harvest the soybeans, we're just going to harvest the canola. And then we're going to go and sell everything. And then we're going to go and buy some of the new equipment for our farm. So let's put our beacons on. Turn off the rear lights. So yeah, as I said, I've done a lot of play testing with the DLC. I love it. Absolutely love it. If you're wondering whether or not you should buy it, personally, yes, definitely worth it. Some really great equipment. It's going to work really well on this map. And it's also going to work really well on Mustang Valley when that comes out. Now, I'm recording this on Tuesday, so the day of the Big Bud DLC release. And yesterday, it looks as though Mustang Valley failed in testing for the second time. It was in testing on the Monday for consoles, and then Tuesday, when the lists were updated, it was taken out of the list. Late Monday, it didn't reappear. We only had one mod release, which is the awesome transport trailer pack from Black Sheep Modding, which I have also added to the active mods on this farm, so we'll probably see those in the not too distant future on this farm. But that was the only mod that came out of all the ones that were in testing on console yesterday or Monday. And then when the list was re-updated, American Outback, not American Outback, sorry, Mustang Valley popped back up in testing for PC again. So it looks as though it failed its testing, and the errors were quickly fixed, and then it was resubmitted for further testing again. So, haven't seen any other updates yet. Not sure what's going on with that map. It does look like it might have failed a second time and been submitted for another round of testing. We can only wait and see what happens with that. But this Big Bud DLC is going to be absolutely essential to really get the best out of the Mustang Valley map. It's been designed very much specifically for Big Bud. You know, the fields are huge, absolutely enormous. The largest field, as we've already discussed, over 100 acres. It's going to take an eternity to do that with the standard equipment. I think it's even going to take a long time with just, you know, using some of the Big Bud equipment, but it will help speed things up, make that farm much more manageable. So definitely, you know, looking forward to that map coming out. I can't wait to get my hands on it, give it a try. Just have to wait and see what happens with testing. Hopefully it'll pass this time round. I mean, we had some issues with American Outback. That didn't go live straight away, and then there were some issues and it needed to be resubmitted for an update, which obviously delayed this series quite a long time. So I'm happy to wait for it and it be ready, rather than it be released and then have to be patched, which will break your saves. You know, I'm a patient man. I can wait for it. You know, I've waited patiently for this DLC for the last, what, 2.5 months since it was, you know, the rumour first broke. Yeah, let's catch you up to speed down on everything that happened while you're away. Obviously, we sped time up. We finished planting all 3 of our fields, and got them fully fertilised and sped time up. And it just so happened that while we were speeding time up to try and get a good price ready to sell at the start of this episode, you know, the prices were pretty poor for quite a while. So that's why all of our fields are now fully grown. It wasn't planned to get all these fields ready to grow. I was hoping just to speed time up just a little bit, and they would still need to grow when we came back. That didn't turn out to be the case. Again, it was kind of, you know, a rash decision to buy Field 19. It cost us a huge amount of money, and while it means that we can now work and earn a lot of crops, you know, it did mean that we ended up with very little money at all for anything else. Oh, this is the wrong tractor. I want this one. There we go. Let's go get our auger. There it is. So it was a little bit of an impetuous purchase buying Field 19. I kind of don't regret it, and I kind of do regret it at the same time. You know, obviously, it's great that we now have this huge amount of land, but it has meant that, you know, our available money is pretty much non-existent. You know, it cost us 590,000, I think it was in total. I think that's how much we spent buying that field, having worked it down a bit with contract work, and then maxing out our overdraft as well. And that's money that we could have used to buy equipment from the DLC. But having said that, if we'd bought from the DLC, we would have had equipment that would be probably too big, or, you know, wouldn't really be utilised with just the 3 small fields that we had. So, yeah, it's, like I said, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It's a shame that we are in the situation we are in now financially, but at the same time, we kind of needed to take that step to make buying items from the DLC worthwhile. So it is what it is. Just means, as I say, we're going to have to work really hard to get ourselves back on an even keel financially, ready for further progression within the farm. I did actually write down somewhere some notes as to what I actually got up to, but I can't seem to find them at the moment. Never mind. In terms of the baling, we got all the bales done. We did sell off a couple of stacks of bales, and we have some stacks done. And while I was prepping my test farm in preparation for the release of the Big Bud DLC, I went back and revisited something that had been suggested to me in the comments on one of my Fent Farm videos, that you wouldn't need to do, or you wouldn't need straw in a TMR mix for your cows if you already had straw bedding down. So on my test farm, I decided to actually play about with that, try it out, and it worked. I just used the large pecan mixer with a 64,000 litre capacity. And I did half of that with silage and half of that with straw, with hay, and just used, and didn't bother putting any straw in there as well, because I had a lot of straw down as bedding already, and it worked. It actually filled up my power food meter. So that straw that we have saved up and baled, which we were going to use in the mix, we now don't need to use for the mix, but it does mean that we have straw put aside ready to top up our bedding as and when we need to. So it's kind of future-proofed, or given us some extra prep for our cows. We won't have quite as much TMR mix available to us if we take the straw out and just use hay and just use silage, because we'll be using more of those. So we'll end up with less overall, but we will have straw put aside to top up our bedding, which means we only need to really worry about grass and silage. We have enough silage and hay right now to do a decent amount of TMR, and we'll hopefully get into that this episode. And then we can always mix up some more, maybe put a grass field down somewhere and mow that a couple of times, once for hay and once for grass bales for silage. We'll see how we go. So let's park that up just there. Let's have another little wander around here. So going back to the baling situation, there you can see there are 16 bales of straw all stacked up nice and neatly, and we have 18 bales of silage there, and only 12 of hay. So we're a little short on the hay, but we've got enough to do a nice decent amount of TMR. In fact, let's try and do that now while the harvest is running. So we're going to need these arms. Go on, in you go. There we go. And we are also going to need the Kotek claw. And we're going to have to be really careful, because we don't need... the food mixer we have only holds 4 bales, so we don't need 8 bales, 4 of each. So we have to be really careful how we skewer them. We don't have an individual bale fork or bale spike, and we don't have the money to be able to buy one at the moment. As I say, we are $10,500 in debt, so we are completely unable to buy anything at this stage until we at least sell some of our crop. We have this food mixer here. There we go. Now I'm pretty sure I know we put down straw bedding. We should still have a good solid amount of that. Let me park this just here, just out of the way of the bales a little bit. Turn the lights on full. Engine off. So if we grab the first stack of 4, and then we can take the top 2 bales off. Oops, careful. Easy, easy, there we go. Beautiful, there we go. So, if I now drop these bales just here, now I can take the top 2 off, like so. We'll drop them into the mixer. There we go. And now we'll get these 2 silage bales here. And we'll do the same, drop those in. And that should give us a nice 50-50 mix. There we go. Engine off. So, we don't technically have TMR at the moment. We have a sort of a hay silage combination. However, with the straw that we have down here as bedding, and we are going to need to refill the grass trough in a moment, tidy that back up. Let's see. Let's go to the animal menu. So there you go. You can see we have straw bedding in there already. We have a combination of silage and hay in our mixer, but the power food mixer meter will also go up. That bar will also go up as we unload this. So we unload now. And there you go. You can see that the menu is, or the bar is going back up for both of them. And instantly our cow productivity shoots up now that they actually have a proper food source. So we're going to need to clean them up a bit. They are still okay for water. They have a little bit of grass still. They're okay for that. All we really need to do at this stage is just give them some more TMR. Let's engine off. Let's find the auger. There it is. So we'll mix up another few batches of TMR. Enough to keep the cows going for a few days. There we go. And then once we've done that, obviously we'll start selling everything, and then we'll buy in the equipment. And I'm still not going to tell you what it is I'm buying. I know what it is I'm going to buy. I'm just not going to tell you. You'll have to wait and see. Or you could cheat and skip to the end. But you don't want to do that, do you? You want to keep watching, I hope. Please keep watching. Okay, so our auger is almost full. That's kind of cool. Let's pop the pipe up. I'm hoping that we can get a really nice, good haul of canola. Over these two fields that we have. I'm also slightly worried actually that we might not have enough time to harvest both fields in the same episode. I am prepared to run over a little bit if necessary. So the standard sort of run length for this this series is 45 minutes or so per episode. We did go over that deliberately in the last episode just to try and get as much done as we possibly could in preparation for, for today. And I'm prepared to do that again on this episode, push it another 10 minutes or so if needed. Okay, there we go. So, how much of the field is left? Not much at all. So, let's move the auger straight over to the next field. I'm fairly confident that we won't need it again on this field. And we'll do the same with the truck while the combine is still running. We'll get all that repositioned and ready so that we can just transfer the combine over to the to field 2 and get him up and running straight away again. Like I said, efficiency is the keyword, the buzzwords today. Operational efficiency. Trying to get everything done as quick as we possibly can. And field 2 is just coming up here on our left hand side. There we go. So let's get the auger over here, like so. Now we need the truck. There we go, there's the truck. And again, we're going to blast ourselves all the way over to field 2 as quick as we can. We have about 20 minutes or so left of regular time. It took us, what, 20 minutes or so to do that field, and it's a larger field than the one we have to do now. So we should be able to get both harvested, and then hopefully, if we run over a little bit, that'll still be enough time to sell and then buy. And I am also prepared to actually part exchange one of my tractors as well. I'm thinking of getting rid of one of the Optums. It depends how much money we make, but I'm almost certainly going to say goodbye to the smaller of our two Optums, which is the one currently fitted with care wheels. We're going to part exchange that, trade it in towards the to offset the cost of some of the new stuff that we're going to be buying. We're not going to go crazy. We're not going to buy, insane amounts of equipment. Because, we do still need to expand the available land that we have to us. And we need money to do that. So we're going to be buying in a couple of pieces, and then on top of that we are also going to try and perhaps clear a little bit of the bank loan down as well. Okay, so let's get the next batch of TMR mixed up. So we'll start with the hay. A little bit more height needed, there we go. And now we need 2 bales of silage. Now, I don't think we've got the height to be able to just pick off the top 2. Possibly. Oh, someone's completed their task. Is that my combine? It is. Fantastic. So, let's fold the header. Let's turn around. Let's drop the header. Now we can't fold the pipe in, unfortunately, because we have a tank that's 3/4 of the way, or 2/3 of the way full of grain. So we definitely need the definitely need the hazards on for this one, the beacons. Danger, danger. Unstable combine driver approaching. Hopefully we'll be able to make these turns without any sort of issues catching the pipe on anything. Ooh, we got a car coming. We made that turn just in time. Yeah, this is the first time in a while I've actually driven through this little town scene at night. Because I say, normally I just tend to fast forward through the evening, and it looks really pretty with those lights on it. Look at it, it looks beautiful. I love that. Sometimes just the simplest little touches make all the difference. And just seeing all those little lights on like that, it just adds so much more character and life to the scene. That's one of the upsides, I suppose, of using the buildings from Goldcrest Valley, is that they come with the added lighting effects. Ah, come on. I wish this thing could drive faster than this. Just feels so slow. We're down to about 15 minutes of regular time left, so with overtime, we're looking at about 25 minutes or so of footage on this episode left, maybe. That should be enough time to get this. I'm thinking it's going to take about 10 minutes or so for the combine to chew through this field here. I'm hoping it doesn't take any longer than 10 minutes. And then that gives us about 10 minutes to 15 minutes worth of time to sell and then buy a couple of items right at the very end of the episode. Okay, so let's drop the header off. Spin around at full speed. A little bit reckless, but we're in a hurry. And let's get him started. Right, so auger. Yes, this is the auger. Start the unload process. Just in time. Look, he hit 80% and immediately started going down again. That's worked out really nicely. And that's enough. Okay, so let's turn around, head back up to the top of the field, and then we'll get back onto making TMR. There we go. Park up, engine off. There we go. Really pleased with the viewing numbers we've been getting on American Outback so far. Big thank you to everyone who's tuned in and continued to watch these episodes. I really do appreciate the views. I'm getting about double the number of views on average that I do on my other farms at the moment. So it's great to see that interest in this particular map, and hopefully, with the addition of the DLCs, the DLC additions that are coming into this farm as well, it'll help keep your attention for a long time to come. Alright, how are we looking on this? We could mix up all of our food, potentially. I think we've probably got, that's what, about a third, so that's 2 loads. So yeah, I think six loads in total should be enough. So we'll probably have a few bales left over, but not many. There we go. So now we need to grab some more hay from inside the barn. Perfect, there we go. Let's grab those top 2. If I was using a larger mixer, I would have also put them down on top of the 2 silage bales and picked up all 4 in one go, but it's quite a small mixer, really. It's not really designed for having 4 bales thrown in at the same time. I'm going to end up spilling a bale over the fence and then have to faff about trying to grab it, and I really don't want to have to waste time doing that. We'll be throwing in 4 at a time when we finally get enough animals to upgrade to the larger Pecan mixer. I was trying to escape, we'll just spike that one. And release the clamps. There we go. Can we make that turn? Ooh, not quite. Just clipped him. So yeah, this is the tractor that we're probably going to say goodbye to. Should raise us a nice, good chunk of money. And combining that with, you know, all the money from our crops as well, it's going to put us in a really healthy, well, a much healthier situation financially than we're currently in. And we do have the start of some silage in there, actually. It's not much, but it's a little bit forgotten about that. So yeah, we definitely need to work on that at some point in the near future as well. Alright, let's just quickly check on the combine. Oh, he's almost full. Okay, where's the auger? There he is. And there's the warning, look, just popped up. See his beacons are flashing away there. Field isn't too far from being done, actually. We've done more than half of it by the look of it. So yeah, we're definitely going to have time to do some selling. Let's just let him empty that tank out. There we go. We'll just park up ready for the next run. So back to this guy. So the last couple of days, or the last few days, I have been binge watching on Amazon Prime like crazy. Got a free month's trial when I bought my microwave. I took out the free trial just to get it delivered nice and quickly because I needed it. And so I've been trying to make the most of binge watching Amazon Prime TV, you know, Amazon Video, you know, while I have it before I cancel the trial membership. And so over the last 5 or 6 days, I have binge watched all 6 seasons of The Walking Dead that are included on the trial pass. Season 7 is also available on Amazon Video, but that is not part of the Prime membership. You have to pay per episode or for the entire season, and that's not something I'm prepared to do. So I got to the end of season 6, the final unveiling of Negan. Coincidentally, it's the same episode that we saw. I'm trying to remember the name of the Stephen Ogg, the guy who plays Trevor in GTA. We see him as kind of like the lead henchman for Negan as well. He puts in you know, a great performance, as very Trevor-like in a way. And then that's it. I've got no more Walking Dead to watch, and I'm gutted because it's got to a point where I really want to carry on watching it, and I'm not paying, you know, I think it's like 25 quid to watch the season. You know, just for that season. I think I'll end up owning that season, but if I don't have Amazon Prime, then I'll own a season digitally, like buying a box set. But it's not really much use if that's the only thing that I can really watch on it without having to pay for anything else. So just have to wait now, and eventually I'll get to carry on watching The Walking Dead at some point. But really enjoyed it. I'd seen the first 3 seasons and then I kind of stopped watching it because I lost availability to it. So I binge watched through those as quickly as I could to catch up to where I was, and then burnt through seasons 4, 5 and 6 as completely new footage for me, and really enjoyed it. Kind of gutted now that I'm out of episodes, but I do still have about a week or so left on that trial before I need to cancel it. So been looking for other shows to try out. I've been watching Lucifer. I watched the first couple of seasons of Lucifer that are available, and I'm thinking of binging on Parks and Recreation, because I haven't seen any of that before. I've heard it's very funny. And there's something like 5 seasons worth of footage available as well, as part, for free with a Prime membership. Oh, Helper has completed his task. Is that the Combine? Please be the Combine. It is. Okay, we'll quickly knock out these bales. There we go. Just dump those down there, and we need to clear this path because this is the path to the silos. Okay, so this will be the last batch of TMR we mix up. Oh, come on, we've done so well. Don't mess it up now. In my impatience to get going again. There we go. Right, so I'm just going to park this out the way. That'll do. Engine off. Let's go drop off this and then just leave it there. Okay, so that's unloading. And look at that, we've got plenty of power food now. So as soon as we sort out that cleanliness issue, that'll get our productivity all the way up to 100%. And we've almost completely filled their meters for the next 6 days as well, which is great. So it's time to sell. Let's get in the Combine. Let's put the auger into unload. We're going to do the unload into the unload trick. So unload the auger into the truck, and then unload the Combine into the auger into the truck. There we go. Engines off, lights off. Engine off, lights off. Into the truck. Engine on. And we are all just about out of time on regular time. So now we are going into overtime for the episode. Okay, so we've got about 60,000. That's worked out really well, because we have, 6,500 left in silos. So we can fit it all into a single truck. We don't have to do multiple trips for this grain. That's great, because it's going to take us 2 trips for our soybeans. There we go. So let's top that up. And where are we selling this? At Valley Grains. Now, which one is Valley Grains? Valley Grains is over there on the middle right. So off we go. Over the unload point. Time to go make some serious money. I'll cut straight across this junction here. Turn here. And then we blast straight along here to the sell point. And then while we're unloading, I will check and see where we need to sell our soybeans. There we go, there's the sell point. There goes my timer alarm saying time is up. We are now officially on borrowed time. Right, so soybeans, old grain store. Which one's the old grain store? Oh, that's the, oh no, it's the one all the way at the top of the map. Of course it is. It would be, wouldn't it? The one that's all the way at the top of the map. We got 100,000 for that canola. That's fantastic. It seems actually a little bit low, 100,000. We had 65,000 litres at times 1.5. No, that's about right. I was thinking of double. So yeah, 100,000 straight off the bat. That's just for the canola, and we have more, you know, a lot more than that, twice as much of that in soybeans, and at a higher price as well. So obviously we're going to get a price dip when we sell the second trailer. That's just going to happen. You know, once we sell that first trailer full, the price is going to drop, and it will be quite a big drop as well. But it should still be 15 to 1600. Hopefully it won't hit us too hard. Silo is the next one, isn't it? There we go. So let's start selling soybean. There we go. What's our wheat like as well? Wheat prices, not great. We'll hang on to the wheat. So while that's doing that, I need to get rid of this tractor. So let's take this over to the store. I do love the Optum, and I love it with these twin wheels, but I need the money. Oop. So, unfortunately, it has to go. Trying to remember how much I paid for this. It was well over 200,000. I think it was around 260, 250, something like that I paid for this tractor. So I'm hoping we're going to get about 200 back. I mean, we've put in 5.5 hours worth of use on that, so that will have an effect on its resale value, or its trade-in value, as I should say. That's definitely going to have a negative impact to use that many hours. But it's not so many hours that it's going to be horrendous. It's still going to have a decent amount of value, and by taking it there directly, we're also going to get that extra 20% as well. Okay, so 172. Yeah, there it goes. So time to go sell some soybeans. We're up to 262,000. This trailer is going to be worth a lot of money. 70,000 litres at 1,700 and change. That's going to be an awful lot. It's going to be around 120,000, maybe 125, something like that. Blasting around these corners faster than I probably should. Gotta be careful I don't roll the trailer. Like I said, time is money. We are in a rush. We've got about 5 minutes of time left. We're going to have just enough time, I think, to sell this, go back, get the other load, sell that load, and then immediately go straight into the store. And then that's pretty much going to be it there, bang on the head. Just overtake this guy here. Here's our sell point, all the way at the top. Slow down for this corner because it's a tight one. Okay, so that price is going to take a big hit. Let's say it's 1766. We've still got another 55,000 litres to sell. What's the hit going to drop us to? Oh, 1570. But we made 123,500 off that. It's about what I thought it was going to be. That's good. It's a good price. And it's still a good price for the other trailer as well. So we're now up to 385,000. That should be enough to be able to afford what I need or what I want. And we are desperately short on time. In fact, let me pull over to the side of the road and let's see, can I afford to buy what I want to buy? So, if we go into the store, we are buying a Big Bud 450. Boom. We own the 450, and I'm buying a Cultiplow as well. So we're going to cultivators. I want this. We have enough for that as well. We are buying the 8-meter Cultiplow. And the other thing I want is this. Is the Great Plains seeder. And hopefully this last trailer full will give us enough to be able to buy that. Then we can get rid of our Horsch Pronto. We can replace it with the Great Plains seeder. That will be able to cope with both regular grain and also with corn and so on and so forth. The only issue is that it's a big thing, so it's going to be unwieldy on a couple of these smaller fields, but for field 1/19 it's going to be an ideal seeder. We can also get rid of the jumper plough as well now. We're going to replace that with a small 4 metre Lemken Dolomite 400. There we go. We are officially now completely out of time, unfortunately. You know, we tried to get everything done this episode. We just couldn't quite make it. So I'm going to carry on, you know, selling, and then when you come back for the next episode, we will buy the seeder and sell the last couple of pieces of equipment as replacements as well. So thank you for watching. My name is Jim Bob. I will catch you back on the American Outback Farm very soon.